Donna, you said the other day, emotion had to stay to the side because she had a championship to win. Now it's won. Just how do you think this group will handle going into this part of the season, as Aaliyah just mentioned, where you got to win and that there is no alternative?
I think we'll be who we are. And win, lose, or draw, I think we'll be who we are. Losing isn't something that we've done this year, so we really don't know how we'll respond to it. So I hope we're not even faced with it. But I know this team understands the task that's in front of them, and they stay current with that. So I can only feel good about that's what they've done.
And you put all 5 of that class of 2019 on the floor at the end. Just, what was the intention behind that moment? What was it like for you to see them all out on the court in one lineup at the same time?
Unintentional. It was 7 of them to juggle, really. So I did want to get them in and out of the game, so the crowd can appreciate them. So it was a juggling match. I didn't know I had all of them out there at the same time, because we wanted Key and V and LA and all of them to just, feel the love from our fans and just enjoy the moment.
You did just kind of talk about, hoping to not be, faced with losing, throughout the course of the season. But obviously, with one of the goals being to win that SEC regular season, and it does come with that undefeated. Like, what are kind of the feelings of kind of knocking out, I guess, 2 birds with one stone in that sense?
We're just gonna forge ahead. Like, I don't want to put any more pressure to win than we already have. The pressure's on us, obviously, for a number of reasons. 1, we didn't win it last year. 2, we're undefeated. 3, it's the SEC tournament, and we wanna win. So that puts pressure, on the situation. But again, this team is used to being in pressure situations, and they respond. And I'm hoping that, for their sake, because I just think they have done what you would ask of the game, and you want them to be rewarded for that. We want them to play for it and win and do the things that's necessary to win an SEC tournament championship. We don't want to give it to us, but I think it'd be great because of everything that they stand for and how they approach the game and how they are stewards of the game, and they're pretty darn good examples of how things should go as a student athlete.
On this side, Pete.
Don, I don't know if you've even thought about it, but how remarkable is it to have a class intact for 4 years now, given the parameters going forward, that we might not ever see that again, just because of.
You won't see it again. You might see it again, but you're gonna lose everybody else in the process. They were joined at the hip. They were joined at the heart. So if any of them wanted to or thought about it, the pull from the rest of the group would have kept them here. So I think they came in knowing what they wanted to do, and they stuck it out, good, bad, or indifferent. Because I know, the winning camouflages actually some of the stuff that really goes on to see it all work out. But when you're attached to your sister, from the heart, it just pulls on you to get through, to think less about your situation, more about what it would do, for that group of the 2019 class.
Don, following up on Pete's question, was there one single moment when you realized that this group was going to be special from a bonding standpoint, and that they were going to just stay together through thick and thin?
I don't think it was a point. I think it was just perfectly just meshed with Ty and Kiki. Like it couldn't happen, any more organically than it did. Like, and I do think Ty and Kiki probably, I wouldn't say they were intimidated, but they came in with so much publicity and splash that they probably thought that they're going to probably, dim their light. And then they came in much different. Like they came in as just youngsters, just wanting. They listened to everything that they said, everything that Ty and Kiki said to them. They listened, they did, and it just, they allowed Ty and Kiki to be who they were, the seniors and the leaders, and they were the class that they were. So I knew then they knew how to stand down and just take in the information, and they were put to the test of what they came here for, and they wanted to win national championships or a national championship. And then because of that, they put themselves in positions to win multiple.
Hey, Don, going
What's up, Mike?
How we doing?
You back?
Yeah, if you guys didn't win today, I wasn't
All right.
probably going to be welcome back in the building.
True.
To go off that point, though, I mean, with NIL growing and just everything that's going on the outside and college sports just changing, win a championship last year could have been easy for some of the players to kind of just worry about themselves. I say all that because especially as the seniors, how important is that in terms of just building the foundation for when they leave to can be able to continue and, as you guys have said in the past, keep the main thing the main thing?
Yep. I mean, I think it's cool. Like we've had our leaders leave a legacy of leadership, so it's still intact. I mean, it's just that usually you lose one or two players. We're losing 7, so their legacy of leadership that they're leaving will be put to the test, obviously. But it's strong. I think the younger players really understand the high standard in play, in practice, and community service, and just treating everybody with respect. They really have an understanding of how you have to approach that every single day.
Thank you. How do you balance your emotions and love and pride and excitement for these young women with the expectations that you still have and the want that you have for them and that drive to finish the job and accomplish all of those things that you guys have set out to do together?
Well, my outlet is probably our coaches meetings. So you have to go put it somewhere. Like, and I think sometimes we don't allow ourselves to really think about how good we are. Like we're so worried about our opponents that sometimes I have to stop and think and say, like, they got to worry about us. Like, they have to guard us. They have to rebound against us. And you lose sight of really how good you are because you're so on guard of what everybody else could do. And then we don't often factor in the fact that we are who we are. And I just think that, I want the best for them. I want them to have everything that this game has to offer for them. And I don't really want to get in the way. I don't want us as a coaching staff to get in the way of that, because sometimes coaches can overcoach. Sometimes coaches can just want it to be them, and they're the reason, and it's not. These players come in here with a great mentality, and you're just guiding them. You're just guiding them, and it's worked out. I think our staff has been together for a long time, so we got great staff continuity that if anything comes up, one coach is just handling that or this or whatever, and it never really grows into something that will shake the foundation of who we are.
Coach, ahead of an emotional ceremony before today's game, can you give us some insight into what the vibe in the locker room was like leading up to the game and what your message to the seniors was?
I really kept everything the same. I did not single out the seniors or the 7 players that were going to be recognized. I just kept it the same. And I think, when the players came off the floor right before the ceremony, Aaliyah's crying, and she was probably the only one until they start walking out, and then I think it was her and Zaya were the ones that really got, super emotional. For me, it was probably Bree Bill's dad. Like, he got me a little bit. He got me. So I had to get him together. Like, we can't do this right now. 'Cause he's a big man, and I don't really like to see men cry, but he felt it. Like, he was, he's appreciative, he's proud, and that's what you want. Like, I'm super proud that our parents are proud that they sent their daughters here, and they've been successful in all aspects of their life, not just on the basketball court.
You kind of talked about that ceremony a little bit. You plan for it a lot. You think about it. On Friday, you were listing players you thought would cry and wouldn't to us. But when you actually get into that moment, what's going through your mind? What are those emotions like when you're actually physically doing this thing you thought about for so long?
I'm just proud. Like, I really am. I'm just proud. And proud because not a whole lot of men's or women's basketball programs are able to take that walk in front of a sold-out crowd. It's just a truly proud moment. Like, you want the best for all of your players, and sometimes that is out of your control, meaning the amount of people that will come in and cheer and witness and love up on them. And we're very, very fortunate that we got the kind of fan base that allows that moment to be captured in a way that they feel it. They have no other choice but to be emotional about it.